No, chuck me a cold press. Throw it at me. Anyway. All right. Well, here we go. Happy Friday. Welcome. I had a request a couple days ago for a ass kicker on Friday. So here it comes. Do what you will, listen to your body. Please be cautious when need be and mindful in all the other ways. As you start moving, if it just doesn't seem like this is what you need today, that's okay. We all feel different every day. Your body's gonna feel different every time you get on your mat, so don't be hard on yourself. Just do what you need to do and what you want to do, and let everything else just fade away. Don't get too hung up on what's not working. Just try to find a way to change it, modify it, and get it working for you. If you don't know what works and what doesn't, listen to your breath, because if you find that you're frustrated or sometimes you just get a little distracted, it's usually because you're not breathing or you're not paying attention to your breath. So that's my number one piece of advice when it comes to a good solid yoga practice, is that you have to lay that foundation of breath. Otherwise, everything else will either be there or it won't. So that's the way she goes. And we are going to do a little bit more active practice today, a little bit stronger core work sequence, just a tad bit more flow. All of it is optional, so do what you want to do. And let's start out on our bellies today. So we're going to come all the way down, just get into a comfortable prone position on your mat. And then you can make this little crocodile pose if you'd like. And just stack up your forearms, swing your big toes together, let your heels flop apart, rest your head down. Try to get the bridge of your nose right there on the back side of your wrist. It's like those two pieces of the puzzle fit pretty nicely together. Just so you have a little bit of pressure there in the space just between and above your eyebrows, third eye center, good pressure point. And then you can rock your head just ever so slowly right over that bridge. And cross the eyebrow, back and forth. And let this help to soothe your mind and your body so that you begin the process of starting to let go a little bit. Let your guard down. It's okay. You're safe and sound on your mat. Not missing out on anything. There's nowhere else to be. It's like right here, right now. Slowly lift your head and just rearrange your arms. Put the other one on top. Restack. And go right back to where you left off. It's like you could wipe clean the slate of your mind here. Nothing to worry about. We spend so much of our day thinking about things that have already happened or worrying about things that have yet to happen that we forget to just be present to. So set aside the future and the past and draw yourself deeper into the present moment just by simply paying attention to your breath. Listen to the sound and the feel, your inhales and exhales. And if you're truly engaged with your breathing, it's impossible to not be present, right? Every inhale, every exhale happens in this moment, right here, right now. Try just a few more. Smooth and steady breath in. Satisfying exhale out one more time. And if you're comfortable using Ujjayi pranayama, that's a steady breath in and out through your nose, you can start to shift your breath in that direction. Otherwise, it's okay to exhale out your mouth from time to time as well, especially if your body gets a little too warm. Let some heat go. Next inhale, we're going to start to move. So just bring your head up off of your arms. Walk your elbows in. Just prop yourself up on your forearms and elbows, and then we're going to bend the right knee. Just start really simply here. Reach back with your right hand. Go ahead, find your foot, your ankle. If you can't find anything back there, that's okay too. Just bend the knee and try to pull your heel closer to your glute. If you can get a hold, don't force this stretch, just enough. Just a little bit of coaxing until you feel your quadriceps come to life. Try to relax your butt muscles here. They don't need to help. And then release and switch. Take it over to the other side. Left hand reaches back for the left foot, ankle, shin, whatever you can find. Pulling in, and again, it's going to be a natural tendency for your glutes and your low back to kind of seize up. Try to let that go. Keep your belly and your hip bones heavy. 3, 2, and 1. Let's switch back. Do the right side again. Reach back. Now see if you can get your shoulders open a little bit. So as you come back, pull that right shoulder back as well, so that this feels a little bit like you're stretching the entire right side of your chest open. The upper body involved. And release. Swing to the left one more time. Pull back. Open up that left side of your chest. You can even look around to the left, adding a little element of a twist there. And release. Third time's a charm. Bring it all the way around. On this last one, if you can reach the top of your foot, now you can see how my elbow's bent like this, like a little grasshopper. Hand on top of the foot, and you can really open up that shoulder by getting some leverage there. Don't push too hard. Relax your booty. And release. Take it around the other way. Same thing. You come over the top of the foot on this third one. So interesting note about this pose. What we're doing here is really the setup for a really cool back bend called BHEKASANA. And Bheka is the word that means frog. It's the actual word. When we do the deep squat pose that everybody calls frog, that posture is actually called Malasana. And it's the same word like your mala, right, that you wrap around your wrist. It means a garland. So this is the pose that is actually named for a frog, and it's very close to the same, or to the posture that we call crow, right, which is Baka. Baka, this is Bheka, the frog. And release. All right, and then let's just come back down to the belly. Shake that out of your low back a little bit. Neck, shoulders, whatever needs to go. Slide your hands back closer to your ribs, and on your inhale, just peel yourself up into a lazy up dog. Hips and thighs are going to stay on the ground. This should feel pretty good in your back. And then keep the knees connected to the mat and just tilt your tailbone back to child's pose. Hips go to the heels, and that should feel even better. Really stretch out your spine. So at the very end of class, we will get an opportunity to see the full BHEKASANA posture. We'll try to take that frog pose, but until then, we're gonna get our bodies really warmed up because it is a massive back bend and you need to be pretty alive for that posture. So let's work on waking up here. Come on up, find your way to hands and knees. And have a little coffee break if you need one. And then take it back to downward facing dog. Hips go up nice and high. Work through your first down dog, just like any other posture. Try moving around slightly, swiveling the hips, the heels. And flip your toes over on one side and maybe just press the knuckle side of the toe down, a little stretch on the top of your foot, good toe crack. And then as you look forward at your hands, all 10 fingers spread out nice and wide. You're gonna root down through each and every fingertip, and especially the place between your thumb and your first finger, right there in the webbing of your hand. Now draw your gaze to your navel. That's the 3-sheet point of this posture. Look up and in for your belly button, and notice how that brings your neck into alignment with your spine. And that's a pretty good down dog. Now take a look forward. You can step, hop, walk, or just take a little stroll up to the top of your mat, however you want to get there. And when you do, let your whole body just relax and hang heavy upside down. First really big inversion of the practice here, and we're talking about inversions. We're simply referring to the fact that your head is below your heart. Good for your brain. Good for your nervous system, particularly good at calming down the body. There's some other cool benefits of inverting. It's really good for your complexion, and getting your head below your heart once or twice a day. Actually, they're starting to find that it helps with your cognition and your memory, and you're just, that's the word I'm looking for here. There's a good word. I can't find it at the moment, but to know where you're at in space, right? To like be able to just kind of orient yourself whenever you need to. Slowly come on up. Roll and stack the spine. And to make it all the way to stand tall. And then give those shoulders a couple of shrugs and roll back, down. Take your head around, maybe halfway through a circle and back, or all the way around if you're comfortable doing that. Draw the palms to press at heart center. We'll scoot back just a little bit here. There we go. And starting in Samasthiti, always a perfect opportunity to find a moment of stillness. Take a deeper breath. Set an intention or a dedication for your day, for your practice. Whatever comes to mind. If nothing comes to mind, then just be happy and grateful to be here. And when you're ready, let your hands relax at your sides. All right, so we're going to start with a different variation of sun salutation. A little bit more action involved in this one. So come along for the ride. You can modify this by just doing a simple sun salute if you want. Reach up when you're ready. Inhale and exhale. Meet me in the forward fold. Take it down. Half lift and lengthen. It's going to start just like it always does, step, walk, or hop to a high plank, and lower halfway down, turn her up. Inhale, up dog or cobra, lift your heart. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Hips up nice and high. Forward to a high plank again. Now just one push-up. Straight down, straight up, inhale, and back to downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up high behind you. Big breath in. One knee to your nose on your exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach back up. One knee to your right elbow. Everybody knows how this goes, right? Up one more time, and then of course you're gonna cross under, try to tap that left elbow. Take it back up, one more. Inhale, and exhale, step through, find a little lunge. Foot goes right between your hands, let your hips sink in a little bit, and then just add a soft twist open to the right. Dragonfly pose. Full breath in. And release. Hands to the mat. Finish your step to the top. Feet end up side by side. And you exhale, forward fold. We'll take it back up again. Inhale, reverse and rise. To the top. Exhale, dive right back down. Half lift and lengthen. Step, walk, or hop. Back through chaturanga. First time, you just move right through the vinyasa, up dog or cobra, and back to downward facing dog. If you wanted to skip this, you just stay in down dog. Otherwise, you come to high plank, you do one push-up, you push back to down dog, and you lift your left leg up high. Inhale here. Right, knee to the nose, exhale. Take it back up, breathe in. Knee to your left elbow. Breathe. Knee to your right elbow. One more time up. And step through, find your lunge. The moment the left foot goes down, take the left hand up and twist. Big breath in. Gaze up. Hands on the mat. Step to the top and fold. Just stay right there in your forward fold for a moment. Shake it all out. Open your feet a little bit. If you want to make ragdoll pose or parangushta, you can take your big toes. Padahasta, you slide your hands under. Maybe you want a shoulder opener. You can lock your hands together behind your back. You guys stay right there. I'm going to make just a little camera adjustment here. There we go. 3, 2, and 1. All right, hands on the ground. We'll take that through one more time each side and get the body nice and warmed up all the way to the top when you're ready. Inhale, reach over, up and stretch. Urdhva-hastasana, dive right back down. Half lift and lengthen. Ardha Uttanasana, Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Bhuka down dog. Stay or take a push-up. Inhale out if you're moving. Always the option to use your knees, that's no problem. Right back up and exhale. Right leg lifts. Here we go, to the nose. Exhale it out. Inhale up. Right elbow, please. Take it up. Cross arm, left side. Right back up, listen, listen, listen. Flip your dog if you want. Otherwise, you're just going to hold that three-legged dog for a moment. Stretch your heart center up, flip dogs. We all turn it back around and take a big step through. Right arm reaches up, there's your twist. Breathe in. Hands on the mat, step to the top and fold. Exhale. One more time. All the way up to stand, reach overhead. Big breath. Exhale down. Uttanasana. Half lift here. Step, walk, or hop back. First one's just a basic vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Optional push-up. One breath. Inhale up and back to down dog. Left leg high. Knee to the nose. Right up. Kick high. Hold. Open your hip or flip. Big breath, lift up. Turn it back around, and on that exhalation, left foot comes through the hands. There's your lunge with a twist on your inhale. Hands to the mat, step to the top and fold. Stay right there, get all of your breath out. Lift your gaze, bend your knees, sit back, BHEKASANA. You can't do an ass kicker class without this pose, right? It's always got to be in there somewhere. So find your fierce pose, sink way back into your hips. Palms can press together or just leave your hands apart if it feels better for your shoulders. Trying to soften the shoulders down from the ears. I know that's tough when you're reaching your arms up, but try to do two things at once if you can. Sink a little bit further. 2. Hands sweep back, and along with the hands goes your left foot, warrior 3. Right into a big pose there. Inhale, knees bend, reach back up, sit back down, BHEKASANA. Sweep the hands, right foot goes back, warrior 3 on the left. Back to the middle. You know we're gonna do it 2 more times, right? Inhale up, sweep back, just alternating legs. Center. A little squeeze in between. Feel how much your low back and your low belly are working. 1 more time, here we go. Hit that BHEKASANA, don't cheat yourself out of the squat. Swing, left leg back. Make it worth it, lift your heart a little bit like up dog. Good. Knees bend, reach up. Last time. Back to BHEKASANA, inhale. Take those hands through your heart and exhale, fold, and that should feel really good. Just get out of your low back for a second. Half lift here. Step, walk, or hop through, Chaturanga. All right, so you know the first part of our flow because it was our warm-up, right? So let's build the rest of it. We'll take the right leg up high. We'll go 1 knee to the nose and squeeze. Up again. And remember, this is all skippable. You can just fold a 3-legged dog if you'd rather. Forward is obviously going to make you stronger though, so consider it from time to time. Flip dog on your next breath out. After you've got all 3 of your knees done. Flip dogs will bring it back around. Step through. Here's your lunge with a twist on your next inhale. Reach up, up, up. Big transition coming on your next breath out. We're going to unwind. Back heel comes down. All the way to reverse warrior. Up and back. Right side body. It's a nice long stretch. Sink deeper into your right knee and breathe. 3, 2, 1. Another big transition here. We're going to go really slow the first time. Inhale, just lift your chest up. Straighten your arms and legs out for a moment. All right, what's going to happen is that you're going to put the weight into your back leg here. So you've already got all 5 of your left toes out. You're just going to shift your weight into your back leg. Bend your back knee and do a little side squat down. Hands come to your heart. You don't have to go super low. You can if you're up for it, but just as far over to the left as you can. And then inhale through center. As you come up, pivot those right toes so that you can do it on the right side as well. Get down low. Cossack squat or lateral squat side to side. Now just move it a few times. Left elbow taps the left knee. Inhale, right elbow taps the right knee. Back and forth. Squeeze your inner thighs even though your legs are apart. 3, 2, good. 1 more of each. Left side. Right side. Up through center, send your hands up overhead. Little bit of a wide leg back bend. And then exhale, release and dive. All the way down, Prostration. There's that head below the heart again. Hang out upside down, readjust your stance if you need to. Maybe you walk your hands further back through your legs if you want more hamstrings and spine. If you want to open your chest instead, walk your hands a few steps forward. And then drop your heart right into that open space and let your head hang there as well. That's good. Upper back. Heart center, shoulders, breathe. Don't be afraid to bend your knees here. It's a little much on the back side of the legs. You don't overwhelm the hamstrings. You just want to bring them to life. Breathe. 2. And 1. Hands walk back in, and you're just going to pivot yourself around, walk it to the front, feet will follow. Keep your hands on the inside, and then come on down just for a little runner's lunge here. Get the back knee on the ground. This might be it if you're apprehensive in the hips. No biggie, just stay right here. Otherwise, you can get down a little bit closer. When the elbows touch the mat, sometimes this posture gets the nickname grasshopper, right? Because you have this kind of grasshopper leg here and you're down low. Also, sometimes called lizard pose. If you get really low here, get your whole belly on the ground. Definitely not necessary unless you need it in order to find the stretch that you're looking for. Close your eyes. And just ask yourself if you're really breathing. Can you deepen your inhales and exhales? Experiment with the positioning of your right foot a few times. If you keep all 5 of your right toes pointed straight forward and you really work on pushing, especially through your big toe and your pinky toe and all along that inner arch, you're going to feel things inside, right? It's all going to be in the flexors. If you turn that foot out, and then maybe you let your knee bow out and you start to peel that arch of the foot up off the mat, it's going to move out here. It's going to move to the rotators. And you can add a little twisting to that if it feels good. Breathe. 2. And 1. Hands come back up. We're almost there. I'm going to have to wrap this up pretty soon or else I'm not going to be able to remember what we've done. Walk your right foot in a little bit here. All right, next thing on the agenda is just that we're going to go to a kneeling position. So just take your right foot back. There you go. It's a little bit awkward transition, but that's all right. Once you're on both knees, come on up. Gentle, half camel, full camel, whatever you want to do for your back bend here. Make sure that you are on a good spot. And if you need anything underneath your knees, you can always double your mat or slide a blanket in, but we're not going to be here very long. Hands are either on your hips or fingers are pointing down towards your tailbone and your hands are in position as if they're in your back pockets. And then lift your heart, stretch open. Exhale, land on your hands and knees like a cat. Round your back for cat stretch. Zip your knees together. Whoop. Kick your feet out. So feet out to the edges of your mat. Knock knee position, and then do your best to just try to sit back. And if you can comfortably sit right in there, good for you. Most of us probably can't, and if that's not going to work, if you have something handy like a yoga block around, put it underneath, or just bring your heels in a little bit and sit more back on the heels if that's going to work. Those of you who can sink right into hero, in order to get into that BHEKASANA later, we gotta open up this line right here, right along this patellar tendon that splits your quads. 2 quads on each side of that tendon, right down the middle. We need the muscle group to lengthen out a little bit. So in order to get that going, you might have to put your hands behind you a little bit, lay back a little. You might even be able to lay back a lot. All the way down if you want, or at least on your elbows or forearms. Just give it 5 deep exhales. 4, notice how your butt and your hips are trying to tense up here because you think they're helping, but they're not, so relax. 3, 2, and 1. All right, carefully, if you're on your back, ease yourself up. Come out of the hips first. Plant your hands, step your legs back one at a time and stretch them out to high plank. Exhale, move through. Up dog or cobra, and back to downward facing dog. Step, walk, or hop to the top of your mat. Half lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. We're going to start over again with those warrior 3s from BHEKASANA. So knees bend, arms come up. Inhale, stretch overhead. Good. Doesn't really matter what side you do. Just send one leg back. Breath in. Exhale, squat in between. Really get all the way down into that pose. Good. Other side. Back to the middle. Inhale. Exhale, drive back. Breathe in. Exhale back. Do it one more time. BHEKASANA, reach. Vira, Bhadrasana, breathe. It's warrior 3. Inhale up. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Exhale back, feel your low back. Everything's alive. Feet together, arms reach up. Hands through heart center forward. Take a little breather right there if you need one. Sip of water, hold your towel. We got some work to do on the left. So, inhale, step, walk, or hop back. Optional vinyasa, or you can just plank if you'd rather. From your down dog, optional push-up. Left leg comes up nice and high. Here's your knee sequence. It goes nose first. Inhale. Good. Hit that left elbow. Take it up. Right elbow. Flip dog or 3-legged dog for a moment. Ta-da. Hello. Take it back around. Step through. Lunge with a twist to the left. Big breath. On the exhale, back heel down first. There's the foundation of reverse warrior. So now just build the rest of the pose. Rise, tilt it back, nice deep bend. In the front knee all the way through the posture. 2, 1. Lift up. Think about what we're doing. Gotta shift your weight into that left knee. So turn your toes if they're not in the proper position so that you can really squat down, get your, or pardon, that's your right. That's your right. Right knee and elbow together, and then just move the left toes as well so that you can rotate side to side, back and forth, shifting your weight. As deep down into that squat as you want to go, just goes back and forth. 3, 2, to get one more. Right side, left side. And then stand up through the middle. And take a dive down. Maybe a little back bend there at the top first. breaths are all yours. We took some different options. First time walking, hands forward or back. Maybe this time we want to try locking the hands together, shoulder stretch. You've got time to get upside down completely if you want to do a headstand for a moment. Whatever it is that's calling to you, make sure that you can breathe. Three, two, one. Yeah, it's done. You're walking around to the front, hands and feet all pivot with you, and just drop down and find as deep of a runner's lunge as you'd like. Absolutely not necessary to have any tension in your neck, your shoulders, your jaw, your face. Let all of that go. You can try different positions with the left foot to feel different stretches in your hip. Eventually, you push back up to the hands. Readjust your back knee. You might need to just scoot it up a little bit so that you can just come to both knees without too much fuss and stand on up. Ustrasana, camel pose. Make your back bend here. If you're feeling it and you're ready to go back and grab your feet and then push your hips toward the sound of my voice and see if you can find that same kind of opening down through your quads. Prepping the body for that big back bend coming up here soon. Release, sit down, swing the knees in a little bit, leave with some space between your heels and try to find hero again. Second time might be more comfortable than the first. Hands can walk back a little or a lot. You can go all the way down onto your back if that's available. Take 5 breaths. 4, 3. This is a good pose to really ask yourself, can I comfortably breathe? If not, back out a little bit. Come back to the shallow end. 2, and 1. Rock forward. Careful on the release. It's the most important part of the pose. Nice and slow. Hands out in front. Step those legs back. Stretch them out. It should feel good. Plank and through a vinyasa or right back to down dog. It's up to you. All right, let's flow. One time through. Each side's gonna go much quicker now. Right leg up high. Knee to the nose. Kick it up and in. Right elbow. If you're an arm balance person and you know that you can hook that knee on your arm and bend your elbows to chaturanga, pick up your back foot, maybe do something fancy there. If not, no worries. Same thing can happen on the left side. You can hook that elbow on the back of your left arm. That one's not gonna go for me today, I'll tell you that much. But you're welcome, or you can kick your foot into starfish pose for a breath. Lots of stuff to do. Up high in a foot dog if you want. Back around, low lunge. Exhale as your foot comes through. Big breath in, reach your right arm up, low twist. On the exhale, back heel down. Reverse warrior, inhale, ride that breath all the way up up and back. Exhale as you straighten out. Pivot all 10 toes right there. Make it easy on yourself. Deep squat to the left side. Deep squat to the right side. Just one of each now. Through the middle. Arms reach out or hands to your hips. Maybe you bind them. Whatever feels good. Dive. All the way to the bottom. Hands release. Walking around to the front. Drop down as low as you can get into your runner's lunge, grasshopper, lizard. Push back up to your hands. Swing your right knee around. Kneeling position, reset. However you need to, roll up. And right into camel. So we're really moving the body pretty much in every direction with this flow. Exhale, sit down. Swing the knees in. Maybe you just flow right back. Virasana, Supta Virasana. Hero, climbing hero. Exhale as you come up. Push the ground away. And then you can do what's called kind of a second series jump back here. From this pose, you basically just spring forward and right through. One more push-up, why not? Forward and down. Inhale up. Push-ups are so good for your core. Left leg, take it away. Take it up, knee to the nose. Inhale. Knee to the left elbow, maybe fancy arm balance or a push-up there with your knee on your elbow. High, cross underneath. Same options, or starfish pose for a breath. Unwind, flip it over if you want to. Just taking that body every direction it can go. Turn it back around, low lunge. And then a twist. Inhale, reach up. On the exhale, back heel down first. When you're steady, right the breath. Back to reverse, deep bend in front of you. On your exhale, straighten out and get all 10 toes. Palms come maybe overhead or through heart center, however you want to do it. Bend deep into your right knee first. Right elbow taps. Through center, left side. Through the middle, find a stretch or an arm variation, and then take your forward fold. Down to Prasarita. Get your head all the way down below your heart. One breath cycle in, out, and then walk it around. Stay on the inside of your left foot as you drop down, low lunge. Hands to the mat, push yourself up. Swing that left knee back to match the right one. Inhale, roll with the strength of your core into your biggest expression of camel pose. This is the last one you're going to do. All the way up. Keep your eyes open so you don't get dizzy. Sit down in between your heels if possible. Zip those knees together. Back onto the elbows. Hands go all the way onto your back for a breath. And then work yourself back up. One last opportunity to vinyasa right here. You can just kind of spring through or carefully step it back, high to low, and then instead of holding a down dog, just drop your knees, press back, couple full breaths in child's pose. Okay, we have been moving non-stop for 50 minutes, so give yourself this opportunity. Just slow down a little bit. Slide out onto your belly when you're ready. All right, we're gonna take just one quick run at BHEKASANA. B-H-E-K-A is how you spell that first part of the word BHEKA. And it is the frog. Now, if you feel comfortable just doing half of the frog, that's okay too. It's even the half version is very powerful posture. I am going to turn to the side, but you guys can stay right where you're at. So turn so you can see what I'm doing behind me here. All right, so just like we did in the very beginning, swing your left forearm around front so that you can just lean on this guy and bend your right knee. Come back here, grab that foot. Now you're a little warmer than you were then, so you can put some pressure now. Again, we're not forcing or cranking that leg. We're just coaxing the heel, maybe a little closer. If your butt's all tight, relax your glute muscles. Right? Now, if you can't get your foot, then, you know, if you've got a strap around, or if you just want to bend the knee here, or maybe you want to work on bow or some other belly back bends during this time, go right ahead, do your own thing. If you can get your foot pretty easily, notice how the top of my hand is flat on the top of my foot. Here's the next part. You're gonna push the heel in a little bit. Don't make it feel like your kneecap's gonna explode. And then you're gonna start to rotate your hands. See how I did that? I rotated my fingers around. Now I've got this full, you can see, frog, right? Those little frog leg popping up on the top and on the back side. Also looks a little bit like a chicken wing. Think about it that way. So this is BHEKASANA. This is half frog. You're just gonna hold there for a moment. Try to bring your gaze and your heart center back around to the front. 3, 2, 1. Release. Switch. So now you've seen it. You know what we're doing. We're gonna pull the heel in toward the glute. First few moments, you're just trying to get all of those muscles on the back side of your body to relax a little bit. The only really effort we're putting forth is keeping the chest up. Otherwise, we want, you know, wet spaghetti below the belly button. Just the looser the better down there. Bandha's always engaged, however. We never let that go. That's your safety net. Just keeping that little squeeze. If your hand is on your foot, try turning your fingers back around, popping that elbow up. Gets much more intense with just that tiny little movement, right? 3, 2, 1, release. All right, lower yourself, spin back around to the front. Just lower all the way down for a second and make this kind of prostration stretch where you just take your hands forward, get your body out as long as can be on your mat. Shake your hips. And then when it comes to the full version of the pose, I find that it's better to just move quickly, kind of give her help, right? Mindfully, of course. On your inhale, come on up. All right? Grab the right side, push in, flip the hand. Grab the left side, push in, flip the hand if you can. And sometimes this pose comes easy, sometimes it doesn't. But if you can get those hands flipped around, there we go. Both sides at once, push down on the feet, lift up with the chest. It's a really hard pose, so if it doesn't look all that pretty, it's okay. Try your best. Push, push, push and lift. 3, 2, 1, Release everything. Whoo-wee. And then just take one ear down. Now, if you thought to yourself, oh, I was really close. I wish we could do it again. Well, you're in luck. We can try one more time. Here we go. Inhale. Start with your not cooperative side first this time. Sometimes that helps. Get that baby going. There. Now do the other one. If you can't flip your hands, but you can still get your feet, then that's cool. Just bend the elbows, lift the heart. It's still frog. Doesn't matter either way. Heart center up as much as you can. And then if you can relax a little bit, rearrange your hands. Now grab your ankles and then go into a whole bow. And that's gonna feel pretty rewarding. Just kick up. Dhanurasana. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And release. Let it all go. Other ear comes to the mat. Relax. Notice how your heart is probably pounding. Back bends of any kind, even back bends that we do on our belly like that, sometimes will literally take the breath away. And so now's the time to find your breath again. Slow your heart and your breathing back down. Center. Nothing fancy about this next move. Just flip onto your back. Just flip yourself over. Oh, it's gonna feel good to put your spine on the ground. And once you do, bend your knees, put your feet down flat on the mat, and then put your hands on your thighs. And just kind of push your thighs into your hands into your thighs, like you're trying to leave a fossil of your back on the mat. Really press that spine down. Release. Knees come to your chest for a quick squeeze. Rock that gently side to side. And we're just going to put a real simple little bow on the end of this practice. Easy twist to your right, both knees fall, arms open up. Take it through center, both knees to the left when you're ready. Back to the middle. And then extend your legs out long, arms anywhere they fall, just flop into Shavasana and let it all go. want you to move a muscle. I prefer if you stay in Shavasana and just let your body rest and take in the benefits of your practice. Continue to absorb for as long as you need. I'm just going to wrap up here before I lose you and let you know that next week, starting next week, Tuesday, Thursday, and this class on Friday will all be live in person at Logan Park. So please come and join. I'll still do Monday and Wednesday on the Instagram for you, but Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to move it to the park, which is a good thing. There's plenty of room to spread out, so don't be afraid about space. And the even better thing is that this Friday class is going to stay kind of in the little bit more of a workout-inspired yoga practice. So if you want to bring, if you have light hand weights and you want to bring them, you can turn this into a little bit of a sculpting practice if you'd like. The other great things is that we won't have any time constriction and we won't have the music restriction. So we can put some good banging tunes on, really work it out, break a sweat. We'll have a little bit more time to finish every Friday with a good hardcore core sequence. So we'll get our sit-ups and booty action in there too. So come and join whenever you can. Otherwise, we're live in Logan Park tomorrow morning for full primary series Ashtanga, so you can join us then. I'll see you soon. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Namaste.